It's January 28th, and I'm back in this fucking roach-infested dungeon. I got no medical treatment from the FBI's urologist today. Sociopathic racist killer Isaac Beckler. And all he gave me was a white paper bag and a urinal and a piece of paper to document how much I'm voiding. Like I haven't done that every day since August. I lined these up, and if you looked at my video earlier, you will see that this is the same amount of urine that I've urinated since Wednesday night when I set these bottles up and I made the YouTube video, and this morning. Let's count them together. That's 3 liters, 4 liters, 5 liters, 6 liters, 7 liters, 8 liters, 9 liters, almost 9 liters of pee in one day. Now the FBI's killer, the FBI's killer, let me adjust this. The FBI's killer Alexander Castro never met this woman a day in my life, never seen her a day in my life. Lucas Chambers, when I first got there, he asked me some brief medical questions and says, why do I think I'm a type 1 diabetic? I said, because every time I go to the hospital, I got ketones in my urine. And I know I'm a diabetic because I cannot stop urinating. And on New Year's Eve, when I was eating those sweet potatoes, it put me in the hospital. And the FBI never gave me labs that day. And this is when the severe acid reflex and indigestion start, the coughing up blood. Basically all the symptoms I've been having. Stomach problems ever since January 1st. The FBI keeps doing these blood prick tests on me. And I said I shouldn't have high blood sugar because this is what I eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is pure lettuce. I drink this breakfast, lunch, and dinner. My sugar shouldn't be high. But the FBI's killer Castro said today that I wasn't a diabetic and there could be other reasons for ketones in my urine. I said I just came back from the FBI's urologist and they said I had, quote unquote, large amounts of ketones in my urine. Oh, that means you're dehydrated. I said I'm always dehydrated. But I have ketones in my urine because I have diabetic ketoacidosis. She says, well, we're going to give you a blood test today for ketoacidosis, and we're going to give you some water to orally hydrate you. If I can orally hydrate myself, then I wouldn't be urinating 9 liters of piss. And excuse my language, but I'm fighting a losing battle to save my life, and I want people to know how I was murdered by these people, the FBI. I urinated 9 liters. Over 2 gallons of pee from Wednesday morning till this morning. So the FBI's killer Castro says, I got ketones in my urine because I'm dehydrated. But I said, okay, aren't you going to give me IV fluids? No, we're going to give you water because you can still swallow. What? But I'm dehydrated because I got ketones in my urine, right? I said, if you're not gonna give me IV fluids, then there's no point in me being here. Well, okay, you're discharged. In the meanwhile, while I'm telling her all this and I'm saying all this to her, the FBI's killer, Alexander Castro, who I've never met a day in my life, never seen a day in my life, but of course she's of Mexican descent, and I'm not saying that because I have any problems with Mexicans or any Latin Americans. But the FBI did this to make it part of their murder and frame operation. They have all types of foreign nationals around me and Latin people who I have no clue who they are. Matter of fact, I've never had a friend that was Mexican or Latin American. Never in my life. I wish I did. Beautiful people. Never, but I never have. But yeah, she just contradicted her own self. I got ketones in my urine. I don't have diabetic ketoacidosis, but I'm dehydrated. Because I said, when she said this, I said, well, then why do I got ketones in my urine all the time? Matter of fact, I showed her the paper and the FBI nurses, the paper I got from the urologist that I'm going to link on this video when it said I got large, quote unquote, large amount of ketones in my urine. So she just contradicted herself, saying that I don't need IV fluids, and she just give me water. The only reason why I'm not back in the hospital, I didn't go immediately to another hospital, because without my cell phone, the FBI can treat me any way they want to and do whatever they want to. This is why when I go to UPMC Shady Side or any other hospital, the FBI is going to stick me in the hallway. They're going to have people walking past me holding white pieces of paper in their hand, wearing FBI frame colors, be it patients or staff at this hospital, and make everything I do look like a criminal conspiracy. This is how the FBI is getting away with murdering me. It's this easy. The whole time when I'm talking to the FBI'S killer Alexander Castro, she has her hands folded like my daughter's picture on my YouTube channel when I got all the FBI's eavesdropping equipment on there. The cameras in my bathroom and everything else, the bug cable boxes and everything, the light bulbs. My daughter James, when she was 9 years old, was posing with her hands, I guess, clenched together. The FBI has everybody doing this. And they've made it, I call it overt signaling, and I call it FBI frame code, Federal Bureau of Investigation frame code. I use Federal Bureau of Investigation frame codes when people use the same words or phrases I do, the numbers, and do overt signaling. I know every time I go to these emergency rooms, because of the Patriot Act, I have no privacy. Even when I'm in the hospital room, the FBI is still recording audio video. They're definitely recording in the hallway. Somehow I'll be stupid enough, and I know all this, to try to run a criminal conspiracy with total strangers. But this is how the FBI is getting away with denying me life-saving medical treatment. This is how much I've urinated. And you look at the video, like I said, if I thought it was practical for me to document me filling up each one of these bottles one at a time, if I can do that and not be censored, I would do it. But the FBI knows I'm urinating like this. They got my whole room mic'd and wired, as long as in the hallway and the elevators. How do you urinate almost 9 liters of pee in one day? And these killers don't even want to fucking hydrate me. They don't want to give me IV fluids. I am being murdered. I am the only person in the United States of America who urinates like this and gets no medical treatment. The FBI'S killer Isaac Beckler today, he gave me the same thing when I seen him, and the FBI sent me to him in the middle of December. A white paper bag, a urinal, and a piece of paper to write down how much I'm urinating. I showed him this video. The video I made this morning and the video I made Wednesday morning of me setting up the bottles, and showed him I filled up 9 liters of pee every day. Still no medical treatment. And these people, there's nothing going to happen to these people professionally. Because they work for the FBI. And they're doing the FBI's wet work. So the FBI is going to take care of these people. All these people. These people took an oath to do no harm. But these people, the FBI, like I said, these people were handpicked by the FBI. They don't mind hurting people, and they don't mind seeing an innocent man hurt. How do I not get any IV fluids? And the only reason why, like I said, I didn't go back to the hospital, because without my phone, I know I was going to get no medical treatment. But I promise you the FBI will sit me in the hallway again at UPMC Shady Side Hospital. I told these people I got a blood clot in my leg. They don't want to do an ultrasound on me. Why? I got health insurance. The FBI knows I have a blood clot. The FBI knows I'm a type 1 diabetic. This is why they're not even lying they lie about everything else, but I guess they can't lie about the ketones in my urine all the time. Because they got to see if somehow I survived this, how did I become a type 1 diabetic? And I guess they'll say my pancreas was messed up from all the ketones in my urine, from me being dehydrated all the time. But these people won't even properly dehydrate me. The FBI. And when I do get fucking IV fluids, all I get is 1 liter for urinating like this for 1 day. I'm going to show you the rest of these discharge papers. Okay, the FBI put their COVID information on here. I tell you what, the FBI is not going to give me another COVID test. I've had 3. I had 3 already this month. 3 is the FBI frame code and number. But if you've been following me, you know I had 3 COVID tests, and they all were negative. I don't have COVID. This is diabetic ketoacidosis. But if they don't treat me, I'm going to say I had COVID. Maybe that'll get me medical treatment. The FBI put this follow-up on here, urology. Now, I'm going to prove to you that all these people the FBI put on my health care, they're all going to follow the FBI's talking points. If I go to this urology department, I'm not going to get any medical care. I know that. I'm not going to get no medical treatment from this GI clinic, nothing. Because they're all going to follow the FBI's talking points. And I'm not going to let them get away with that bullshit. I'm going to link to you about how much money I got on my HFLAIR debit account that's supposed to last me for a month. I can't afford to go anywhere else and get no more medical treatment. I got to save my money for emergency room trips. There's not going to be any difference from that urologist I seen today and what the FBI put on my discharge papers. I also will be sending these discharge papers on this link. Now, hold on, I'm looking for something else. As you can see, the FBI never puts my blood pressure on my discharge papers. They say if your blood pressure is over 180 over 80. Never tell me what my blood pressure is. Today they did my pulse by hand. By hand. It's 2021. They're doing my pulse by hand now. Medical information. Complaint. What is my main medical problem? Acid reflux, delusions, leg pain, and polyuria. I guess that means urinating 9 liters of fucking pee in 1 day. As you see, I got a YouTube video about what I wrote at the emergency room admissions about why I was there today. I told them I have a blood clot in my leg. I told them I was severely and life-threatening dehydrated because I cannot stop urinating. Delusions. Just like the FBI's killer, Isaac Beckler, the urologist they sent me to, tried to refer me to a psychiatrist. Like somehow, I imagined me urinating this from Wednesday morning till this morning. I imagined this. I am imagining coughing up blood and my chest is burning and my throat burning. Just like I imagined the FBI put cameras in my bathroom and watched me and my daughters relieve ourselves, shower, and bathe. Remind you, my daughters were 9 and 7. This is the reason why the FBI has refused to treat me and why I'm not getting any medical treatment. If you watch my videos, every time I go outside, the FBI has their frame color vehicles drive past me. Black, gray, white. Them is the main colors. Throwing some red, blue, and sometimes, on rare occasions, tan. I don't know none of these people. You think if I knew these people driving past me in Porsches and Mercedes-Benz, that I'll be catching Lyft and fucking Uber? But this is how asinine and stupid the FBI's murder and frame operation. But the FBI has to make everything I do at these emergency rooms look like a fucking drug deal or a criminal conspiracy. And even me telling these people and exposing these people, when they say FBI frame codes to me, most of the time, now if they say it around me, I don't pay no attention to it. But if they say it to me, I say FBI frame code or Federal Bureau of Investigation frame code when they say them to me. The FBI has countered this by having people place their hands a certain way, either behind their back or how my daughter has her hands when she was 9 years old on my YouTube channel. And then they have their undercover federal agents and informants arguing all around me, saying FBI frame codes to each other to make their arguments look like drug deals. This is how the FBI is getting away with denying me life-saving medical treatment. This is no delusion that this much fluid is coming out of my body every day. I didn't imagine this. Just like I didn't imagine the large amount of ketones in my urine. But this is how you murder, torture, and frame an innocent nigger in the city of Pittsburgh. And oh, by the way, when I came back in here today at the Wood Street Commons, the FBI has their federal agents and informants posing as staff and residents here. And there's a missions booth or I forget, the mail booth or, I don't know what they call it, but, it's where you get your mail. And there was nobody at the desk or whatever. And I just asked, 720, I got any mail? Now I got a Walmart. I'm gonna put this link because I was supposed to get these shiitake noodles and lime water delivered yesterday, and I got an email from Walmart saying they was delivered yesterday. So I had a reason to ask this person for my mail. No, you don't have any mail. No, she said, oh, don't bother me. I said, look, I don't want to hear that bullshit. Can I have my mail, please? Don't never come up here. You always ignorant, this and that. All COINTELPRO for the FBI. You recording people? Yes, I'm going to keep recording people, especially when I'm out in the street and I'm being murdered and framed. I'm going to keep recording people when I'm calling 911 and people's in the elevator doing avert signaling to make my fucking emergency room visits look like drug deals for the FBI. Yes, I'm going to keep recording. But she made this big song and dance and just went on this tirade because I went up there and asked for my mail. And I'm going to show you, I was supposed to get some mail today. Now, since I started screenshotting my Gmail messages from Walmart when they said these noodles was delivered yesterday, the FBI sent me another email saying the noodles was delivered today. So, because I called when she started yelling and screaming, talking like I was the problem. That's the COINTELPRO for FBI. Make me look like I'm the problem. I went there and called the fake social worker who has never talked to me since I've been here. Has offered me no social work, no medical, no social services, no nothing. No rat, nothing. That's did anything to me. I called him and I complained to him because I'm tired of this shit. It's bad enough I'm urinating myself to death every day. I shouldn't have a problem going to go get my mail. But this is how you murder, torture, and frame an innocent nigger in the city of Pittsburgh. In the meantime, while she's yelling and going on her tirade, she's saying FBI frame codes. So the FBI can dress that whole thing up like a drug deal. This is all my life was worth and how easily the FBI took it away. And like I said, the only reason why I didn't go back to the hospital, another hospital, because without my phone, I'm not getting any medical treatment. None. I know that for a fact. They're not going to give me IV fluids or anything. And it just happened that my phone was dying there when they told me they wouldn't even give me IV fluids today. When she contradicted herself and said, oh, you don't have diabetic ketoacidosis. You're dehydrated. Then why won't you give me IV fluids then? I got quote-unquote large amounts of ketones in my urine. My mouth is bone dry. I got a headache. I'm dizzy. I'm severely weak. All my joints hurt from this calcium buildup in my body. Because your body pulls calcium from your bones and your teeth to stay alive when your body's extremely acidic. Or then you go to and that's a last resort by your body. Then you go into a coma and you die. I've never had acid problems. I've never had acid indigestion or reflux until January 1st. When I went to the hospital, I was eating them sweet potatoes, and the FBI never even put my labs on my discharge papers. This is when everything started going downhill for me. Really downhill. This is how you murder, torture, and frame an innocent nigger in the city of Pittsburgh. This is beyond cruel and using punishment. And I want the FBI's racist federal judge they're framing this evidence for to look how much I'm urinating every day. I keep going to these hospitals begging and fighting for my life. And I'm not getting any medical treatment. But somehow the FBI is framing me as Pablo fucking Escobar. Being treated like this. Urinating myself to death. federal judge, please watch my videos when I'm in a casket at 42 years old.